Over the past 2 years of woodworking, I've accumulated a lot of scrap and free wood. So to make a dent in my huge pile, I wanted to see if I can turn some of this wood into actual luxury furniture. So in this video, I want to see if I can turn some of my scrap walnut into heirloom quality furniture that I can keep for generations. Since this is my first time building a box, I don't know the right proportions for the sides, so I'm just cutting down a small piece of walnut that I have, then sanding it down, and actually using my cabinet saw as my workbench. And if you haven't seen that video, there'll be a link down in the description for you to check it out. And the next thing I have to do is just cut a 45-degree angle to the sides of the box. I'm using the gripper for this one to make sure I have a nice safe cut. And then, after I finished all the cuts, I realized this box was a little bit too tall. So I actually ended up cutting it right down the middle, so now I have 2 boxes instead of 1, so that's always good. To glue everything together, I used a simple method of blue tape, and then I put glue on the sides, but then realized I should probably finish the inside first, so I frantically wiped off the glue, and then I got to finishing the inside. Now that all my pieces are cut to size and the dados are in for the top of the box, I'm just sanding everything to 120 grit, then I'm going to apply finish onto the inside and glue everything together. The finish that I'm using is just a water-based polyurethane, and I'm making sure that no finish goes into the corners by taping it down, and later in the video I actually mix it with another finish, but I don't know if there's going to be any negative results from it, but we'll find out later on. And since I'm using walnut, I'm using the Type Bond dark glue to hopefully make the glue lines hidden, and then I'm just gluing everything together with the blue tape, and I actually bought some rubber bands to add a little bit more pressure just to make sure I have an even squeeze out through the joints. And the bottom of the boxes aren't anything fancy. I'm just gluing down some 1/8 inch walnut, and I actually made it a little bit oversized just to make sure I got a good fit, because after, what I'm going to do is just flush it up with my router just to make sure that the box is even. And since everything is now flushed up, what I'm doing now is just sanding it down to 120 grit, and I have a piece of plywood under it to make sure that everything stays flat. And to cut off the lid for the box, I'm actually using the table saw. It does look a little bit sketchy, but I made sure to be careful as I was moving it through the table saw. This actually left a little bit of a ridge, an incomplete box more or less on the top. And to make sure everything was flat, I got out my router and made a makeshift table sled, and I used it to flatten out the top and the box to make sure everything was flush. And then after doing all this, I was surprised it turned out flush. So now it's time to just finish off the lid of this box. It's been 5 months since I started working on this box, and I finally figured out how I'm going to do the lid for this box. I'm just taking out my marking gauge and marking out half the thickness of the box, and what I'm going to do is cut the outside edge on the bottom and the inside edge on the top, and this way I'll get the lip that I need to make sure the box is secured when we put it together. Oh, and you may notice the box is already finished. That's because I discovered Rubio Monocoat in those 5 months, and I used it for a whole bunch of builds, and I tested it out on one of these smaller boxes, so yeah, I pre-finished the box already. I figured out an easier way to do the lids, and I'll probably explore it in the next box that I do, but everything was cut a little bit short just so I can work up to the line. And after working it for a little bit, I actually got the perfect fit for the box, and now it has a lip on it, so when you close it, it doesn't fall off. And I'm adding a chamfer onto the box to give the bottom of the lid a little bit of a separation. And I have some purple velvet left over from a future project you'll see on my channel. So I'm just gluing this into the bottom of the box with some spray adhesive. And with that, I can get on to finishing this box for the third time. Okay, so here it is. It's the final box, and is it a $500 box? I don't think so. Now you may have noticed that I only have one box, and that's because somewhere in these 5 months of recording it, I may have given the box away, I may have lost it, or in my scrap wood pile, but I'm not sure where that next box is. But what I've been doing in those 5 months is actually building a bigger version of those boxes using the rest of my scrap wood and actually getting some of the techniques I learned from the previous box in this one. And you should stay tuned for that video because it should be coming out sometime in the near future. And I haven't been only working on those boxes, I actually have about 10 projects that I'm either working on, finished building, or in the process of building. And you might be able to see some of them in my old videos. There's a few that I know off the top of my head that you can actually see a project that I'm working on. So there's a lot of videos coming out in the future, and that's why there has been a lot of videos out for a while. But yeah, let me know what you think of my first box or what I could have added to this. I do like the velvet on the inside. That's gonna be really cool in the next box that I build. And the way of doing this upper ledge ridge for the top of the box actually turned out really well. And I know the next way I'm gonna do it, maybe even adding hinges onto it, possibly in the next box. But thank you guys so much for watching, and catch you in the next one. Boom!